Let me change the stream title too. I'm just gonna... Whoa, guys, we're at exactly 1,600 followers. We're at exactly 1,600 followers right now, according to my little keyboard thingy. That's awesome. KSA cooldown. Stream ending soon. I'm just gonna do that. Save. Just so people know. I don't want people to come in. No, that's fine, dude. Gaming Rex, you can ask me, man. You can ask me. Honestly, I have so much typing work to do. I almost rather Mike McGov 99, man. You didn't ask that question earlier. I totally... Look, here, Mike McGov. Let me go into the VAB, man. I'll show you. I'm not going to do a lot of launches or anything like that. But let me recover this guy. I'll go into the VAB and I'll show you how to get into orbit. Do you have the mods installed, McGov? Trying to get into orbit so you can get to the moon. Let me show you a really simple rocket, right? You really need Kerbal Engineer. I really, really think that you need Kerbal Engineer, man. But I'll answer that for you, man. I'll answer that for you. Let me just build a really simple... Let me build my KSA Bootcamp Moonlander right quick for you. You've got this... I could actually upload this as well. This is what I need to do. No mods. You need some of the informational mods. I know, less than a month ago, I had less than 300 when you started following Theta, dude. You're not even kidding, man. I'm not going to worry too much about the lander here, right? But let me build this rocket for you, Mike. You basically need... we could do it like this. Let's make you a good lander, right? You want a lander with a wide wheelbase that's going to look like that. I'm not even going to really worry. I could make those drop tanks, I guess. Could I? Dude, Jesse911, I appreciate that. Mike McGov. Mike, when I say Mike, that's who I'm talking to now. I'm going to build you a little bit of a lander here. I'll upload it when I'm done, man. It won't take me but a minute. Let me just put this on there. Those are Separatron sort of deal. Radial stack decouplers. There we've got that. Let's put an engine in the middle. I definitely love this little engine, right? This little engine is a great little engine to use. It's not a lot of... thrust to weight's okay, actually. Atmospheric. Plenty of delta V. Yeah. Let's not do that. Let's use this engine, just because it doesn't get enough love. We'll use that engine. 2.07, 1537. That's good. And then I'm going to put a stack decoupler like this. That's okay. Those drop tanks I need to put in with fuel lines. Maybe I shouldn't make it that complex for you. Maybe I should just make it taller instead of the drop tanks. Yeah, I'll make it simpler for you. I shouldn't make it all complex. Let's just do the boot camp lander. Like this guy and that guy. How much delta V does he have? 2397. I like that. 1.3 thrust to weight. 3116. Yeah, that's a moon lander right there. That can land on the moon and get home. Game & Rex. Let me. I definitely want in situ resources. I want to be able to get. I definitely want to be able to get resources. Rycheck's got the link there, dude. Rychecks, I appreciate it. Did I miss some stuff? I might have missed some stuff. Yeah, let me build you this little moon lander and I'll upload it right quick. Let's put some legs on it. Don't put too many legs. You don't need a lot of legs. We could actually just use these little ones that weigh 0.15 versus 0.5. Let's see how this affects our delta V. Because the trick is I want to get to the moon, right? But I don't want to have so much delta V. So much weight. Is that going to land me? Does that engine have enough clearance? Yeah, that looks good. That's a little moon lander. It's okay. It's a happy little moon lander. I need to put a chute on it, right? So let's put a chute on it. There we go. I need some sort of a power, and I could also use a decoupler. So let's put a decoupler here. I'm making this up as I go. There we go. There's a decoupler. And a chute. And a moon lander. And the engine for the lander. And enough delta V. There we go. Enough delta V for me to land and take back off and do my return. So we're good. You have the mobile lab and the LFB times 2. Okay, good deal. Good deal. Caboose, dude. Hey, Caboose, don't do the G2A stuff, man. I actually edited my rules because I want squad to get supported directly. I mean, if the difference is $10 or $15 like that, just give it to squad. The game is worth it. The game is absolutely worth it. What's up, Genesis Ride? I don't I basically don't want G2A in my channel. I want a support squad directly. That's kind of the way I feel about it, you know? I mean, I'm so easy going about so much stuff, but I like squad so much, I really don't want the non-kind of official links. Steam's cool. G2A is cool. Yeah, I know, right? I was going to leave too. I know, Caboose, it's just kind of a thing I've been thinking about. I updated the rules. Just don't, over here in the channel, don't do the G2A stuff. It's no big deal, dude. It's totally not a big deal, but I really, really, really want squad to be supported. I don't want G2A to be supported. I want squad to continue making awesome Kerbal things. And I like to give them as much support as I can. That's a good looking little lander. The last thing it really needs is some sort of solar panels. Did I miss anything, guys? I can definitely do with that. So now I need to get it to the moon. So I need some sort of stage that has about 850 meters per second of delta V, right? So let's see what we can do for that. That's what a lunar transfer costs. It costs about 850. Plus another 200. So let's make it with 1,000. And I'm just going to do like this sort of deal. And maybe one of these. What's the thrust to weight if I do this? That right there is 2269. Wow, that's a lot more delta V than we need. But a 0.57 thrust to weight, we can actually put, look, less fuel. This is just going to be our lunar insertion stage, right? Our lunar transfer stage. That's probably too little. There you go. So that right there, 1359, that'll get us into an orbit around the moon right there. And then the lander can land and come home. I like it. I like it. So the next thing I need to do is get into orbit. And by the way, I know those things, right? Not just because I'm Kerbal Space Academy, but because I look at this subway map. And I can look at the subway map. I know I'm talking a little bit lower. I'm not quite as excited. I'm trying to save my voice, right? But somebody came in and asked, I want to build a rocket. Once I get into low Kerbal orbit, it's going to cost me about 860. You see right there? 860 to get up to the moon and 210 to orbit the moon, right? So that little lunar transfer stage that I had here, see this one right here? The mod is telling me that in non-atmosphere, in vacuum basically, this stage right here is going to have 1359, and to get to the moon I actually only need 860 plus 210, so 1,000 basically, just over 1,000. So that right there will insert me to the moon, just that guy in that engine, that's all I need. And so now I actually need to get off Kerbin. Oh, I did it with the lander too. You see how the lander has 2762 delta V? To land on the moon cost about 640. To get back away from the moon cost about 640. To get out of the moon's orbit cost about that. So it's 1,200, 1,400. That gives you a lot of wiggle room for dealing with that lander. So you're good to go. You're good to go with that, man. So let's put this on here. Now we've got that. These stages are looking okay. The stages are definitely looking okay. Delta V is just the change of velocity. Yeah, Mike McGov. It is definitely important. I really love this mod. Magna, dude, it is the end. This is the end. But somebody came in and said they were having trouble with a moon landing, so I'm talking through building the Mun Mission. Like a very simple moon mission, right? But I've got my lunar lander with enough delta V to land and get home. I've got my transfer stage, my lunar insertion stage, with enough delta V to do the insertion and the circularization out at the moon. The next thing that I need is a kicker stage, which is going to put me in orbit around Kerbin. So let's look at what that looks like. I need it to have 1,500 meters per second of delta V, and I need it to have 1.5 thrust to weight. Those are my own rules that I made up because they follow the launch profile that I teach. So let's do this guy. He's going to need more thrust, right? Like that. 1.6, 1368. Wow, that is working out really well. We can actually add a little bit more fuel here. Anytime my thrust to weight, did you see that there? My thrust to weight was 1.6 and I said it needed to be 1.5. My delta V was 1368 and I said it needed to be 1500. When you don't have enough delta V and you have too much thrust to weight, you can add fuel. Because you're actually going to trade thrust to weight. You're adding weight for the fuel, but for delta V, look at that, 1.5, 1500. I love it. That is exactly what I want. Now the last thing I need to do is get this thing into orbit, which may actually be a little bit tricky. Let's see if Wobbly Rocket School is going to work. What we might want to do is actually put these things on the outside. Let's put them on the outside. Let's use the radial decouplers for this. And I'm going to check 3 of them. I'm just guessing. I don't know. But I'm going to check 3 of them. There you go. Then let's put some engines on them. I'm going to use these LTV 45s. Don't use the 30s. These 30s, they have a little bit more thrust. You see it's 215 versus the 45s. The 45s that have 200. But what you do get out of the 45s is thrust vectoring. You actually have vectors on the thrust. And that means that you will be able to control your rocket more better. So see, here we are again. I want this stage, I want the lifter stage to be 1.7 and 2,500. I'm way low on that, so I need to add a lot of fuel to it and see how this thrust to weight works. So let's just add some more fuel like this. 23 and 1.6. Wow, that's so close. I have a feeling that with 4 of these, we're going to be jacked up and good to go. 26 and 1.7. That is perfect right there. That right there is a Mun Mission. Cost you 25 to do. Not a big deal. You don't have to dress it up. I'm not worried about any mods or anything like that, but that is definitely a Mun Mission. Could I have got it done? I wonder if I can make it a little bit cheaper. Let's put this on here, and let me try 3x symmetry, right? And with 3x symmetry, I'm going to try some fuel lines, maybe. Let me just see if this is as close. I really like how that worked out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually run lines from the outer tanks to the inner tanks, right? Ooh, but I got to be below the stack decoupler. That was my bad. I actually have to run them like that. In 3x symmetry. So how does that treat me? 1.6 in 2319. But, what I can do is bring this engine down here. No. That doesn't make any sense. Where is that engine? There it is. Let's put that in the stage. Ooh, 2.14 and 2319. And then 1.5 and 1499. Okay. Okay, so all we need for that then is a little bit more delta V, basically. Are we running all the engines? Yeah. Look, we could totally just do it this way. Let's put one of these tanks on top. 1.9, 2500. That rocket right there is beautiful. I love it. But it would be better if I gave you some more wiggle room. 1.8, 2700 meters per second of delta V. That's too much delta V, really. It's okay. I don't care. That gives you a lot of wiggle room to get into orbit. Experience, McGovern. Experience. Hey, Game & Rex, I see the questions. I will scroll back. Let me get this guy out to the launch pad. But I do, yeah, Tidy. You did see a Dr. Pepper can. It's a mod. You need a panel. Jesse, thank you. I do have them up there. See? I've got some batteries on there. And I could actually, or I've got some solar panels on there. I could also put some batteries as well. Just down like this. I'm going to use the massless batteries. Thanks for watching out, though, dude. I appreciate it. We'll put the batteries on like that. Those are massless. This rocket right here, it's... I almost really want to tune it for you, right? Because that's too much delta V. Surprise, surprise, you can have too much delta V. And I don't need those big tanks then. Let's make it cost a little bit less. I'm trying to tune the mission because you're in career mode, right? So you should just put Dr. Pepper cans on there. That makes me happy every time I see that. 2319 2.14. What costs more? 2400. I wonder what costs more. 1.96, 2500. That's okay. This right here, okay, costs 425. Plus that tank there cost 850. So that's 1275. And this tank costs 1600. Yeah, so we're going to save some money doing that. I'm tuning the mission since you're in career mode, right? We're definitely going to need some struts. Don't worry about the aerodynamics here since you're stock. So let's go like this. And strut this. I've been needing to do this for a while. And let's go like this. I'm going to do the same struts on the other side. Is that symmetrical? Pretty close. Like that. That looks good. NASA, it doesn't look like NASA does it, right? But we're good to go. We've got that. Then we shed those things. Then we do that stage. Then we do that stage. Then we decouple and land. Perfect. 8,000 meters per second of delta V, y'all. Is Nightbot dead still? Every now and then Nightbot's coming up, but Nightbot's still working. The comm is just cheat. Yeah, career mode. No, look. This rocket's down to $2,300 or $23,000. You can definitely get to the moon, man. Anything else? That ladder. I mean, you don't even need a lot of this stuff. Like the ladder, if you want to take the ladder off, you could fly your Kerbal up there. That's going to cost you $440. You could take off. Those batteries you could take off. Those cost you $80 each. Whatever. Get over it. Anything else? Did I miss anything else? Hey, chat, check my rocket for me, please. You don't even really need these things. And I'm actually going to tune this rocket for you. Because I've got I want 1.7 on the pad, so I'm going to turn down the thrust limiter. It's going to make it easier for you to fly. 1.7 on the pad. I love it. I absolutely love this rocket for going to the moon. And so let's do this too. Where is my structural thingy? Yes. And I'm actually just going to put this on like this. Those things are cheap, aren't they? 200 each. You recover them. You get all the money back. You never actually spend money on those things. And we'll do that right there like that. That is a Mun Mission. I love it. I love that Mun Mission. Right like that. Yeah. KSA Mooner Trainer. How's that? Save it. You want me to upload it right now? Do you want to play along? Does anybody else want to play along? I can upload this craft for you. You can definitely do that. I could put light or something on there. We're just going to land you in the daytime side. Landing lights, antenna. All right, Jim. I'll put a little RCS. I don't need RCS. I'm not going to worry about RCS for this one. It's just a simple, low-cost lunar lander is all I want. I'll put an antenna on it. You don't need to have the antenna if you're not going to transmit stuff back. But if you do want to transmit stuff back, you would want to take the antenna, right? Yes, DOS. Way to go. There we go. I'll just put that one antenna on there for you. It's just a happy little antenna. Channel some Bob Ross here. Dude, people still... Man, Dracaskier... Legit player. I got it, dude. I got you. Legit player in Fenrir or Guata. Thanks for following. I'm building a Mun Mission. Somebody came in and said they were having trouble getting to the moon. So I'm building a really simple Mun Mission here. I mean, if you wanted to dress it up some more, could you put science on it? Sure. I'll put a science thing on there for you. Let's go ahead and put the science on the back, maybe. That's actually going to be a little difficult. We could put the science underneath like that, right? There's a little thermometer. If you've got the gravioli or the accelerometer, those things are really expensive, right? So I won't put those on. Look, the gravioli detector cost freaking $8,800. That's almost the cost. That's like a third the cost of the rocket, a fourth the cost of the rocket. But that's good to go. I bet you I could even land it on the smaller thingies. Dude, Indoresu, how's it going? Indoresu. Ooh, Jesse, dude, you're awesome. Dude, that's a great idea. Empty that. That's actually going to give me a little bit more delta V, a little bit more thrust to weight. It's going to cost me a little bit less money. Look, how much money do it save? Dude, Jesse, I should send you that much money. 15, 19. It saved me 12 bucks. And we saved some weight and got some more delta V. Dude, Jesse, good idea, man. Good idea. Issues launching the game with the update hit? No. No. L36 at player. No, dude, it's legit player. I always try to say it correctly. Yeah. In Indoresu? Did I get it? Indoresu? Nice. Appreciate that. Snoodle, yeah, we're doing a little moon landing. Sure. Let me upload it, guys, if anybody wants to play along. We're kind of winding down the stream here, right? I'm Dos Valdez, Ace Academy. Somebody said they were having trouble getting to the moon. Landing light would be nice. I am not going to deorbit you. I'm not going to put the landing light on there this time. I usually recommend a landing light, but for this mission, we won't do one. We'll just go like this. Action groups, I don't need to even worry about action groups, really. I think this rocket's good to go. I love the numbers. It is definitely oops, 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 oops. I hate it. It was so close. It was so close. I was tuning it in non-atmospheric mode. Now we're short on delta V. Good thing I caught that. Good thing I caught that. Why didn't y'all catch that? So what we're actually going to need to do, maybe, is that. Let's put a bigger tank on there. In 3x symmetry. Who was that, dude? Indoresu, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate it. Helping somebody get to the moon is the mission right now. How is that 1.57? I can always unthrust limit them. 1.82. 2400. That's okay. Let's put a little more delta V on there. Some happy delta V. It's no big deal. It's not a mistake. It's just delta V. Just happy delta V. Just make that rocket a happy little delta V. Alright, 1.69, 2577. That's okay. I need more delta V in the kicker stage now. This stage right here, so I can take that out. This is actually going to mess me up just a little bit, but I'll be okay with it. I'm going to need to do one of these tanks, I think, and then we should be good to go. 1409, 1.47, 1.67, 2532. I'm okay with that, actually. We could get that in orbit. Dude, Deadboy109, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate that. Guys, I was supposed to get offline. It's all good, though. It's all good. Let me close that. Let me close Muddy. Let me close Shimmer. Let me close this message. I'm streaming myself, apparently. That's dumb of me. Let me close this down. I think the rocket's looking good, though. It's going to be a little bit of a margin getting to space, but that's okay. Dead Boy, wow, for the 1604th follower, dude. Finrear, or God, a great channel. I've been playing KSP infrequently, but always dislike the lack of formal tutorial. This channel is so instructive. I love it. Dude, Finrear, I love that, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for that comment. Accidentally land in the middle of an eclipse. Lights rock. Basic rocket science in a moon mission. You like this guy, dude. Thanks, legit, man. Indoresu, I stream at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, GMT -5, I think it is now. Just about every night I do Kerbal Space Academy, and what I do is I teach people to play the game. I talk through it. Nice, dude, thank you. Who was that? Who was that? Sarian. Thanks, Sarian. Do you want to get in TeamSpeak while I do this, Sarian? We can do that. This mission looks okay. We may need to add some Separatrons to it. In fact, I think we better add some Separatrons to it. I don't want it to blow up right away, because we still have that radial decoupler freaking bug, right? Where's the Seps? There we go. Let me do a launch just to make sure it launches correctly, right? And then I will upload it for you so that you can play along. Anybody in the channel is welcome to play along, by the way. You're definitely welcome to do that. See if we can set up a proper Korolev here. That's good. We don't need nose cones or anything on that. We're good. Maybe that pod doesn't really have enough SAS, but that's okay. These guys here, they're going to decouple like this. And everything else is a stacked decoupler, so we don't have to worry about collusion. Let's save this. Let me launch it once. Let me launch it and just make sure that it gets out there right. But I think that we are jacked up and good to go. Let me just make sure. The launch pad is not serviceable. We had a bit of an accident. It was a happy accident. But we had a bit of an accident. The launch pad is not in serviceable conditions. Cannot proceed. Oopsie. Let's go repair the launch pad. Dead Boy, dude. No problems. I like Kerbal Space. Yeah, man. It's not correct unless it explodes. Look, we need to do this. We've got all sorts of stuff at the launch pad. Repair for 64,000. I'm not even career mode. Just repair it. Bing! Those craft we could actually recover. There we go. Recover. Yep, get on back, guys. Recover. There we go. That's good. Now the launch pad's all taken care of. So now we can launch it. I can just launch it from here. Where's the KSA Mooner Trainer? 55 parts, 8 stages, 28,000. That's okay. Let's launch it. Who did I put in it? I don't even see who I put in it. Whatever. Of course I did, dude. I always quit. I absolutely, yeah. 000 days since. You did, dude. 0.25. You can actually destroy the launch pad now. You can destroy all the buildings in the Space Center. You could actually launch this rocket into the VAB and blow it the heck up. That's the new thingy. Bill Kerman, going to the moon. Let me make sure this gets into orbit. Throttle up, panel lock, SAS engage. 3, 2, 1, space. I'm liking that speed off the pad. That looked good. We don't have any unintended rotation. The rocket, I'm actually just not even going to fly the rocket. I'm going to see if it goes straight up. And I'll talk you through my launch profile. But I will do it again. I'll definitely do it again. Because you can play along. Let me make sure it gets into space. I know I can land it on the moon if I can get it into space, right? So let me just make sure. I'm really concerned about the radial decouplers, because the decouplers have a bug that makes your craft implode sometimes, and I don't want that to be happening. It's only basic rocket science. You're decoupling your dekerbals from the command pods. Yeah, no, dude, you're right. You're right, Zool. That's a bug that came in with 0.25. It's a tracked bug. Legit player, man. No worries. Yeah. Thanks for the follow, too, legit. I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. But what I'm going to do is just go straight up until I get to 10,000 meters. And then I'm going to turn east. We turn east because that's like jumping off a moving sidewalk, right? If you were running with the moving sidewalk and you jumped, you would be able to jump further than if you were just running without the moving sidewalk. And if you were running against the moving sidewalk in the opposite direction, you wouldn't jump nearly as far because you'd have to subtract the sidewalk's velocity from your velocity, right? So that's why we turn to the east. It's like a gravity turn, kind of. Kerbal Spacecraft doesn't do a great job of replicating it, but it's good enough. So I just pressed D. The only key I needed to press was D until I pointed right there. That's 45 degrees. Do you see how my rocket's at a 45-degree angle? Right? This is 0. This is 90. My rocket's at a 45-degree angle. And I'm going to burn like this until I get an apoapse of 50. This is a mod, Kerbal Engineer, which I love. But you could actually go to the map screen and watch it from here, too. Let me turn off all these mods so you don't see them. So So you could burn it from right here, and you could just keep on burning until you got an apoapse of 50, right? 38, 39, 40, 41, 40. You could do that. And when that gets to 50, I'm going to watch it from here. Go ahead and do this. That looks great. I love how those guys came off. And I'm just going to keep on burning like that. There's 50. When I get to 50, click on this. You see how it changes to orbit? If you click it, it changes, and you see the little green ball changing. So click on orbit and burn right at the bottom of the circle, kind of the bottom to the horizon, right? And just keep on burning this until you get an apoapse right here of 85. Say 85 for this one. Just keep on burning, buddy. Just stay along this eastern line too, right? Just keep going on the east line. You want your inclination to be small, but you don't need to worry about that. Just keep on burning. This is my kicker stage. One stage got me up out of the atmosphere. This stage is making me go around the planet. So I'm just burning until I get to 85, 83, 84, 85. Press X to cut your engine, right? Pressing X will cut your engine. And go over here. Press M to get to the screen. Click on this apoapse right here. That's the apoapse. It's the highest point you are from the planet. You see how it's kind of an arc? Click on the apoapse. Add maneuver. That goes away. And just pull on the prograde thing until you have a periapse. Whoa, that was too much. A little bit less. That periapse is 75. If you need to, you can actually bring this back by clicking and holding down. Do you see if it's to the right? You actually need that orange tag to stay in the middle here, like that. And you can actually click on this guy to make it stick. Do you see how I clicked on it and it stuck? Then you can pull like this until you're at an 85 by 85 orbit. Whoa, the flip is a good way to know too, right? That's 85 by 85 right there. So let's go do this burn. I've got it coming up in 1 minute and 4 seconds. So I've got time. My burn is going to be 52 seconds long. And what I want to do is half that. Half of 52 is 25 plus 1, right? So 26 seconds. So let's line up with the blue thing here. And I'm going to burn when I get to T minus 26 seconds. And I want to do that. I basically want half of my burn to be on one side of the node and the other half of the burn to be on the other side of the node. It assumes that I could ditch all 935 meters per second of delta V, change in velocity all at once. But it doesn't work that way in real life. The rocket actually takes time to accelerate the craft. So when I get to 26 seconds, I press X. No, I press Z, sorry. My bad. I press Z and I'm just going to do this burn. And I'm going to have to orbit myself with the insertion stage. This is actually perfect. This is actually perfect. Dude. Jim, I appreciate that, man. Dosh, you're like Scott Manley, but live. More entertaining and less role-playing space history. Yeah, he's actually got experience. He's like, I think his formal degree is in astrophysics or something like that. Which is all good. I don't have all that sort of stuff. But I basically used to go to sleep watching Scott Manley videos, dude. And I'd be like, one more video, then I can go to sleep. One more video. I staged right there, right? I didn't quite get through it, but that's perfect because that thing's going to deorbit, and we are going to orbit ourselves on this stage right here. When this gets to 0, I'm going to cut the engines by pressing X. 87 by 84, good enough. You can get to the moon. This rocket right here is good to go. This rocket is totally good to go, right? How much delta V do I have? 2804. That's enough to get to the moon. That's enough to land and come back. We're good to go. We are absolutely good to go. Dude, I totally appreciate that, Jim. And Mitsukichi, you guys are awesome. What's up, No Hopes? How's it going, man? You saw my honey, right? Remember when you donated the honey jar, the honey pot? I totally actually used the money to buy honey, dude. You sent in the couple bucks, and I did buy honey with it. You and Earthworm Slim, man. I appreciate it. It helps my voice out a lot. Anyways, I'm not going to take this to the moon right now. That was just kind of a launch test to make sure nothing blew up. I'm going to upload the craft for you, so I'm going to revert the flight back to vehicle assembly. I'm going to have to repair the launch pad again, I guess. Maybe not. I don't know. Let me upload this. Anybody who wants to play along, let me scratch my ear too, because it, you know. Anybody who wants to play along, let me save the KSA Mooner Trainer. Let me. Of course you remembered. Yeah, dude, I totally appreciate that. Tie-dye, I used to think that I was going to do aerospace engineering, and then the computer.com thing happened, and I started doing that. That's good to go. Do you want to know how to get to the files? Let me show you how to get to the files. You'll need this if you're going to install this craft in your game, right? Prepare for infinite DOS. Whoosh. I love that. You know what you do is you actually go to your KSP install folder, Right here, see how this is, yours isn't going to be named this, that's just what I named mine. This is my own path, right? But you go to wherever KSP is installed, you find saves, right, like that. This is the name of the save. I'm in my boot camp save right now, right? So let's go to the save. You go into ships, you go into the VAB, the vehicle assembly building, and then you grab the Mooner trainer right there and you copy it. And that's where you're going to paste your craft into. In fact, I could put this in my other save. Look, I've got this up. Here's my other save. I could go into saves, I could go into Champagne, I could go into ships, VAB. I have a lot more ships over here. This is the thing that we've been doing a lot of our Kerbal Space Academy sessions in. But I could actually copy this like this, copy. And over here I could paste it in, paste. See how it's there now? And now when I open up that save, the save that's actually named 2.5 Champagne Broken, I was like, you know, my inaugural 0.25 save. When I go over there, I'd be able to load up this. But it's just pasting it into that KS install folder, saves, name of your save, whatever it's named, right? Like you select it when you select a save. Ships and VAB. That's how you get a ship over there. Let me upload this for you right quick. New window. Gerbalx.com. Am I not? Yeah, I'm logged in. Good. Upload craft. And to upload the stuff, it's really easy too. You actually just drag your craft over here into the window and it uploads it for you. Bing! It's all done. Are you done? Yes. It's a craft. It's a ship. I'm not going to add any pictures right now. I'm just going to put the KSA moon, basically, and go next. I'm not going to put pictures or anything. That'll take me a lot of extra time. This is not what it looks like, clearly. But if you want to download the craft, and play along, here's what you can do. There is the link right there. Yeah, Tie-Dye's got it. There you go. Or there's a direct link. I just posted a direct link into the channel. Dude, what's up, Obi Jeff Kenobi? We're going to the moon, man. If you want to follow along, I just posted this craft right here. Oh wait, no. That's not. Where did all that come from? That's not the right link. Apparently, I had typed some stuff in. That's the right link. This one right here is the right link. This is the wrong link. There's no way that I can actually delete that, is there? Nope, doesn't look like it. This is the right link. Don't use this one with all the SAS in it. This is the correct link to go directly to that craft. Yep, that's the Mooner trainer. Good deal. And I'm actually going to go back into the game. If you want, if you have questions on how to download that, basically just click on the link like this. Click on download like this. You can actually save this file, whatever, show in folder, and you're going to need to drag this guy right here into that file that I showed you. So, that's how that's going to work. You drag it into that path. Remember, name of your install folder, saves, name of your save, ships, VAB, put the Mooner trainer in there, the .craft file. It's not even zipped or anything. You just put it straight in there. I'm going to go back to the game. Dude, Bowman, 941, man. Thanks for the follow. This is how much I love your follow, man. I just wanted to stream it for infinity times. Forever. There we go. Back to the ship. Ah, sorry for snoozling. Dude, Obi Jeff, just finished your Minecraft stream with your viewers. Nice, man. You getting that, Mike? Did you get the craft downloaded? You said you wanted to get the craft downloaded, so let me know if you're getting that. Yeah, Crafts 212 Dead Boy. There you go. Thanks, man. And tell me. Tie-Dye, dude, you don't have to do that, man. I appreciate it. Did you get it? Did you get it, Mike? Confirm for me in chat that you've got the craft installed. Get it out to the pad, man. You can play along. You could, I mean, the craft will fly at the same time. The craft will totally fly at the same time. So we can launch them at the same time if you wanted to. That is totally a thing. Make sure I'm streaming the right stuff. I am. I'm good. Excellent. I don't use Steam very much. Obi Jeff Kenobi, I don't use it very much. You're bored, so it's no problem. Yeah, you don't have to do the individual follower counts though, man. Who even knows if it's accurate anymore? 605 is what I show now. That's what you show too. Okay. I'm going to take this thing out to the pad and we'll launch it. But Mike, man, tell me if you want to play along. If you actually got it installed, let me know. Before I start the moon mission. I'm just hanging out. I was really just hanging out. I was shutting down my stream and then you came along with the question about the moon. Yeah, Alex loves the game. I am. I'm going to go out and land on the moon right quick. I was going to sleep, but I will go out and land on the moon because I had some people interested in it in the channel, and it's not that big of a deal. It's more for aesthetics than anything. What? It's more for aesthetics? Even the stuff I know I seem to enjoy watching just for the entertainment value. And once again, you stayed up too late. Dude, Thader. You and me both, man. You and me both. Dead boy, I'm waiting. Time out, dead boy, time out. So you have to go. Oh, okay. No, that's awesome, dude. You can't start the game right now, but you'll watch the landing. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'll go ahead and launch it then. So what I need to do, watch, because you can actually bring this video up tomorrow and you could watch it, you know. But I'll take it out to the moon. Let's go ahead and panel lock. That means click on that. Throttle up. That means press Z. You see how my throttle went all the way up. SAS engage. You can see I've already got SAS engage because that light's on. If you don't, you press T to get it done. Get some coffee. No. It's 2 a.m. for me, Megna. I'm going to do this moon landing, and then I'm going to shut it down. I was going to shut it down 30 minutes ago, but some people came in and asked about some stuff. So I decided I'd do a really simple moon landing for them. So, throttle up, panel lock, SAS engage. 3, 2, 1, space. Space. I didn't actually press the space bar hard enough. I was like, space. Just a little fine touch. And for your launch profile, you go straight up. Wait! No hopes! Wait! Oh no! Tell me that you're doing it! You don't have Jeb. I don't even know where Jeb is. He's not dead. He's in orbit somewhere, I think. Yeah, it's all good. Bill can go do it. Sorry, no hopes. Who was that? Artaxius the Wise. Dude, Artaxius the Wise. Thanks for the follow, man. I'm Das Valdez, I do Kerbal Space Academy. It's kind of my thing. Have a lot of fun doing it. We're going to the moon right now. If you're interested, guys, we're going to the moon. And girls, too. And girls, too. Everyone should play this game. We do have liftoff. I'm going to go straight up. I'm not going to touch anything until I get to 10,000 altitude. 10,000 meters of altitude. And I'm just going to go straight up. That's all I'm doing. I really need like some easy listening music or something. Like, you're watching Kerbal Space Easy Listening with Das Valdez. I am trying to save my voice though, so when I get to 10,000, I'm going to press D. I'm going to turn to the east because I'm jumping off the moving sidewalk, right? And I don't have to do anything other than just point over right here on the nav ball, not down there. That's 45-degree heading. This is 45-degree angle. You see 40, 45, 50, 60, 70. This is a 45-degree pitch. This is 0 down here on the horizon. This is 90 straight up. That's a 45-degree pitch. And I'm going to burn this thing until I have this right here, say 50, basically. Let's see how close it is to those engines running out of fuel. That'll be interesting. I have a feeling we're going to get really close to 50 before those engines run out. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Honestly, when those engines run out, stage them off and click. And just do that. Yeah, you don't even have to look at this. If you don't have the mod, you don't even have to go to map. As soon as those engines blow off, which you have to press spacebar to do, click right there on the orbit and then do this. Point at the bottom of the nav ball. You see how I'm doing that? I'm pointing at the bottom of the nav ball. And I'm just going to burn this until this right here, my app says 85. I could also watch it by pressing M and going over to the map screen. I can expand that by clicking there. And going over to the map screen, I can click on that to make it stick. And I'll do this from here. I'm just going to keep on pointing at the bottom of the thing. You can only control the rocket if this is expanded, by the way. I'm going to keep on pointing at the bottom of the thing, right there on the line. That's the east line. Until that number right there says 85. Just keep on burning. 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85. Press X. When you press X, it cuts off your engine. And now we're just going to coast on up there. The next thing that we need to do, click right there on the apps, click Add Maneuver, get rid of Precise Node, and then pull this guy prograde like this. This little green thing, that's prograde. Just pull it, until you get a periapse appear on the side of the planet, the other side. Bing! You see that guy up here? That's the periapse. You can actually click on him to make him stick. Now he's at 18. Come back to the node, click on it to get it to do that again, and pull it out. If that app starts to run away from you, it's because you didn't click exactly on there. I never click exactly on there. You can actually click on the ball in the middle. Do you see how you can click on that ball to bring it back? And just get it right there in the middle, then pull prograde some more until that number right there is 85. 84, 85. When they start to move really fast like that, that means they're circular. They're switching places, right? So that's 85 by 85. That's good enough. That is good enough. And so I'm going to come back over to the screen here, and I'm going to point down at this blue thing. Right like this. That's the direction I need to burn. Right? So the next thing that I need to do, is, excuse me, by the way, I am going to burn when I get to half of this. Your number may be a little bit different exactly on how you did the launch, but half of 46 really is 23. So when I get to T minus 23 seconds, I'm going to press Z and light this candle so we can circularize our orbit. 24, 23, Z will completely burn us. And watch this, right? You've got to pay attention. Make sure you keep pointing at this. Make sure you keep pointing at the blue thing. If you start to drift off of it, try to keep pointing at it. This rocket right here is actually going to run out of fuel before we're done with the burn. When this rocket stops firing, press spacebar. Press spacebar. To get rid of this empty stage, you don't need this anymore, and you're actually going to complete your orbit with the kicker stage. You're good to go for that, though. Just be watching this. The rocket's going to die before you do it, right? The engine's going to run out of fuel. Like that. Press spacebar and go into orbit the rest of the way. That is just about perfect, though. There's no orbital junk in this launch at all. 70, 60, 40, and when you get to 0, cut it off. 3, 2, 1, cut. Close enough. Even if you're in with him 2 or 3. That's 86 by 82, so I didn't burn that very well, but it'll be okay. I'm not too worried about it. I really just needed to point at that a little bit better. I didn't follow the node enough. So what else? Yeah, I'm going to the moon. Then I'm killing the stream. That is what I'm doing. I should land in first person. Alex loves the game. I've done that before a lot of times. I'm not going to do it this time, just because I'm going to keep it simple. Magna Gaming. You do have a lot of instrumentation in first person. If you don't have the mods, you can definitely do it. And it removes a lot of... it's the easiest way to land. It removes a lot of distraction, and it gives you all the information. It really is the noob way to land, IVA. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to land it from the outside so you can see what's going on. Fenrir Orgata Das is pointing the edge of your vector the way of ensuring the angle adjusts slowly. Really, I'm just trying to get as much orbital velocity. When I point at the edge of the vector like that, I'm making it so that I have a smaller burn whenever it's time to circularize. I'm just trying to get as much orbital velocity as I can per altitude that I gain, right? That's why I point at the edge of the vector, because pointing at the edge also kind of bends your orbit a little bit. But I'm really just trying to make the burn for circularization a little bit smaller. That's what I'm trying to do there. So let's see here. Now we need to press M, like this. Then we're going to come over here and we're going to find the moon. We're going to the moon, right? That is the moon right there. So what I want you to do is click on the moon and do set as target. When you do set as target, go ahead and move the moon around so that it's on the back side of the map. Okay? Put it on the back side of the map like this. So Kerbin is basically between you and the moon. You don't want to do it on this side. You don't want it here because what I'm going to do isn't going to work. I want the moon on the far side like that. Okay? So when you've got the moon on the far side, click anywhere over here. It doesn't even matter where. Just click back here and do add maneuver. That creates a new node for yourself. The next thing, burn that maneuver prograde until you have an apoapse out at the moon. Like that. That apoapse right there is what? 11.4 million, and the moon rotates at 11.4. So you've got 11.4 right there, 11.392, whatever, and the moon goes at 11.4. So you've got that. You can look at it from the top, right? You can look at it from the top, and you see how my orbit ends right there at the moon. That is what I want this to look like. So let's scroll in. The next thing to do, what this is telling me right now, this is telling me that if I burn this node right here, by the time I go all the way around there and end up right here, the moon, who is going to continue upon its orbit, will end up way over here. That's not how to land at the moon. We actually want to land at the moon. So here's what I need to do. Zoom in a little bit, but set it up so you can see these things, right? Set it up so you can see where you are. Set it up so you can see where the moon's going to be. And I want you to click and hold. See how that turns white? Don't mess with any of these other colors. Click and hold in the middle and drag it around the corner. And so you see what happens? When I change the time that I'm going to burn, the moon comes around. That right there is a lunar encounter. That right there will get us what we need. Let's see if we can't drag it just a little bit more and get a better encounter. That right there is a lunar slingshot. 511. That would actually sling me into a very wide orbit. Here's what we're going to do. For safety's sake, it's not exactly a free return, but let's go ahead and... Let me see if I can drag it this way a little bit more and see if I can get a free return with this exact setup. Ooh, there it was right there. That right there is called a free return trajectory. That means that I'm going to go out to the moon, but if it hits the fan and something goes wrong, I'm coming back to Kerbin no matter what. You see that? No matter what, that resultant orbit is going to toss me back to Kerbin. So if I need to abort for whatever, this is actually what Apollo did a lot of the launches. They set up a free return so that if it hit the fan, they would be coming back to Earth like this. This is a little bit aggressive of a free return because this would, no matter what, get me in Kerbin orbit. What I would actually want to do would be to do something like this. And you can see I could set that periapse right at the same sort of place. What is that periapse? 51? That would be a good arrow break periapse right there. Not really. Not really. We have intercept. So I'm just going to do it. You could do it either way, right? You could really do it either way. I'm going to do it with a free return like that. Really, all you need to do is get an encounter of any sort. And what I'm saying from here on out will work. But I'm going to do it with a free return. We could actually pretend that when we ditch those stages or whatever, if it hit the fan, we could abort our lunar landing and we could come on back this way. And we would be in a nice Kerbin orbit that would slowly degrade over time, giving us time to save the guys, right? What is that periapse? 82? Where is my dotted? Yeah, my dotted one is 51, so it would degrade slowly but surely, but you'd have a lot of time to rescue these guys if that happened. Like we did in the Gemini missions, right? When we were docking the ships together to prove that we could do it. You could totally do that. You could rescue these guys, and you'd have lots of time to do it. They wouldn't deorbit. So I'm going to go with this right here. The next thing I need to do is actually burn this. You see it. Let's look at the craft. The craft is good to go. I know it's really pretty to look at, right? But let's do this from the map view so we can see what's going on. So I'm going to go back to the map view. I'm going to rotate on around so that I'm pointing at that blue marker, right? We always point at the blue marker. And then I'm going to do my burn computation. I'm just going to look. Estimated burn, 1 minute 51 seconds. That's the same as 1 minute 52. Half of a minute, 30 seconds. Half of 50, 25. 35 plus 50, 55. 25 plus 30 is what I meant to say, is 55. In the extra, so it's basically 56 seconds. So to half that burn, when we get to T minus 56 seconds, that's going to be the time to burn. T minus 56 seconds. So let's time warp up until we get to T minus 56 seconds. There's 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to slow down time warp now. I'm going to go ahead and point back at the blue thing. That's 1 minute 40. I said 56 seconds, right? So I'm just going to slow time warp like this until I get to 56 seconds. And the really cool thing about this, something we also did in the Apollo mission, look where the moon is. It looks like we're going straight at it. The moon is just rising. By the fact that the moon is right there, I know that I've planned my node correctly. Not only do I believe in the node, in the calculation, but I can come back right over here and you knew that moon was going to be right there and you knew we were going to be basically pointing at the moon. It only works when you set up the node and stuff like that. You have the correct amount of delta V. You don't just point at the moon and just burn it willy-nilly, right? But let's go back here and you see what's happening, right? You see what's happening as we do this burn. We're slowly but surely, we're adding energy to our orbit, right? Which means that we're being able to increase the altitude. We're missing the planet less. We were missing the planet in a nice circle. Now we're missing the planet less. And as we miss the planet less and less, we're actually putting the highest point of our orbit way up out there. And we're going to take it out there to the moon. That's what's happening. I know I'm not doing chat quite a bit. I know I'm not doing chat as much as I usually do. I will come back to it. I will come back to it. F5 for safety, that's a good one. I should have said to F5 for safety. Before you started the burn, you could have pressed F5 for safety. You should press F5 for safety before every maneuver. But I'm just going to keep on burning here. What do we have? 700 delta V, 200 delta V. I love this kicker stage. This is a lunar kicker stage, right? It's going to kick us out of Kerbin's orbit up into the moon's orbit. Into the moon's encounter, honestly, because of the way we timed it. But we're jacked up and good to go. Go into the moon. Should be good. Should absolutely be good. And you just see we put more and more energy into the orbit. And we want this to match the dotted line. Because if we can get it to match the dotted line, we'll be at the moon. So let's see, when I get closer, I can slow down the burn some, right? I can slow down the burn so I can stay with this. And wait, stop! That's not exactly right. I burned a little bit too much. If I wanted to fix it, I could flip around and fix it. You don't have to. But if I flip around to retrograde right now and I burn just a little tiny bit, that was my bad. I just didn't kill it long enough. kill it fast enough. It moves so fast, right? If you wanted some more fine control, you could come out here and you could throttle your engine. You don't have to do this, but I am. I'm actually going to throttle this engine way down to like 10%. And now when I burn retrograde, I've got much finer control. See how that works? I'm going to take it down to like 50, which would be a slowly but surely degrading orbit because we'd be in the atmosphere. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 50. 50. That looks good. If you need fine control and you're having trouble doing it, you can always throttle your engines down like that. That gives you some more control and gives you more precision, right? But now we're good to go with that lunar flyby. The next stage of our pass is going to be to get out to the moon. So let's see what that looks like. I'm just going to time warp all the way out here. Sending notes fine. Don't need to worry about that. And the moon is basically going to catch up to us from behind. Look at this wacky orbit. Look at our wackiness, right? The moon is going to catch us up from behind, and we're going to be in a really weird orbit. That's actually not an orbit. That's what it looks like from Kerbin's perspective. When we actually get into the moon's sphere of influence, right, that's what this means. That means that the moon's gravity is going to be used to calculate us as opposed to Kerbin. We're basically just waiting for the moon. See the moon catching up to us? This is like a curlicue that's going to ring, toss us back down. That's actually really cool. So there we go. Go ahead and kill that time warp. Let's set up our circularization burn, right? So to do that, now I'm in the moon sphere of influence. You see I've got this arc going past the moon. And I am going to click on the periapse, add maneuver, and give it retrograde. Not the green one, but the green X. Until I've got a periapse that's somewhere like 20. 4,000. I can click on it to make it stick. And then I can click on the node. Hey, another cool trick. You see how it's focused on my craft right now? If I want, I can actually click on the moon. Nope, I can't. If you want, you can press tab a lot until it says moon. There you go, Kerbin, moon. I should have done that first. See how I press tab and now it's focused on the moon? And now I can actually see how this orbit's going to shape up, right? So I can zoom in a little bit more. I can give it a little bit more prograde until that gets up to like 20. It's a nice safe orbit to come down from. 22, 21, 20. Good enough. So this is going to be a 36-minute, 4-second burn coming up in an hour and 11 minutes. I don't believe that for a second. Why does it think it's 36 minutes? Because of this engine. We had it throttled down when we ended the last burn. So if we had left it throttled at 9.5% throttle, it would have taken us 36 minutes. But it's not going to take us that. You never knew about tab. Dude, TNT Vera, I'm glad, dude. Yeah, tab. The problem is you can actually hold down shift and hit tab to go backwards as well, but shift will also at the same time throttle up your craft. So tab goes from the sun all the way out to the other planets, right, in the order as they are. But if you hold down shift, it will go backwards, but it'll also throttle up your engine. So if your engines are activated, try not to do that. Try not to do that. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to need to estimate this burn. So when I get down to the periapse, I'm actually going to need to see what's going on. Here, we can do it right here. It's not going to make that big of a deal. Do it really quickly, okay? You press Z, then you press X. I just did Z and X really quickly. That turned on my engine. It recalculated the burn, so we know it's 42 seconds now. And then X killed the engine, and that allowed me... It messed up my orbit just a little bit. It'll be okay. But that allowed me to recalculate that burn time. So that is good. That is good. Right shift. Ah, I haven't tried that. Dude, Jim, that's an excellent point, dude. F5 for safety as well. Dead Boy. Oh, no. That was the chat. I'm such a noob. Whatever. I just pressed F5 in the chat instead. Here. Black chat, chroma key. Sorry about that, guys. Alright. F5 for safety in the correct window. Hey, I've never actually tried that, dude. That's a good idea, Jim. Holding down the right shift and pressing tab would actually scroll you backwards. Thanks. I never thought about that, but that makes perfect sense because right shift isn't bound to the throttle. Nice, dude. See, every time I do this, I learn stuff too. Nobody loses, man. Nobody. That's why it's an academy and not a school, somebody said once. Because we all learn different stuff. It's not just that I teach other people things. That's not how it works. I learn stuff too. Seriously? That has nothing to do with it. I'll look at that later. I don't know what that was, but it's about the time of night that we start getting spam bots in here, right? So, 20. That's okay. Let's just go ahead and do this burn. It's an hour and 8 minutes, so I'm going to time warp up. 8, 7, 6. Let's go faster. 40, 30, 20, 10, slow it down. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8 minutes, 7 minutes. Half of 42, 21, right? So let us get on down to T minus 21 seconds, because we always half that burn time. We always do it. 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. Light the candle at 21. And now we're going, look at the moon there. There's the moon. Take that picture, right? Here you go. Welcome to the moon. Population soon to be you. Just keep on burning this. I mean, I can watch it right here, right? We could also do it from the map screen. I'm just going to burn this node out until I have a 20-kilometer periapse. A 20-kilometer periapse. So there's 200, 150, 100, 90, 80, 70. Throttling it down 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 20. Looking good. Now we've got a 20-kilometer periapse. The last thing we need to do is actually roundify this thing. Circularize. Delete the node. Click on this periapse thingy here. Add maneuver. You've got it by now, right? When you want to circularize from a higher orbit, you burn retrograde. If that periapse starts to run from you, what is that? 20 by 21? That's actually good enough. 18 by 20. That is 27. I got it really close, honestly. 20 by 20. That looks pretty good. So now I'm just going to do this burn. It's 43 minutes. It's going to be a 9-second burn, and it's coming up in 43 minutes. Let's go this way. There we go. Do I have electric charge? I do. Where's the sun? Okay, that's okay. You might want to make sure that your panels are getting some sort of flow. I've got the batteries on there, so you shouldn't run out of charge. In any way, it's a Kerbal-controlled pod. So as long as you got a Kerbal in there, you won't be dead in the water, because I've got a way to get you power whenever you come back around. 9-second burn, 42 minutes. Let's fast forward down to that. There's 25. Drink, Das, drink. There's 20. Do I hear 15? There's 15. Do I hear 10? 10, 10. There's 10. 5 minutes is next. There's 5 minutes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow it down now. Don't go skipping past it. 50 seconds, 40 seconds, 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 10 seconds. All right. I'm good to go. It's going to be a 5-second, 9-second burn, so half of that is 5, right? So let's go ahead and do it. 5-second burn. You know the really cool thing? This rocket is so perfectly balanced. We just made it up in the VAB, right? Y'all saw me just build it. What is that? 20 by 24, 23, 22, 21, 20 by 20. We have 11 meters per second of delta V left in the Mooner kicker stage. It's almost perfect. It's almost perfect. No IO. I know. Okay, cool. So you can get to 1 meter and it's all good. Yeah, as long as you get this down here. Mike McGov, man, you can watch this video as many times as you want. As many times as you want. What was that? What's that quote from? What's what to? Oh, it's just I was trying to hide an engine up somewhere and I said I wanted to tuck it in. This is good to go right here. This is actually going to be space junk, so I could show you a way to make this not space junk. But 20, we'll be okay. We're up at 20. I said to go to 20, right? There are no mountains on the moon that come up to 20. I could orbit right here at 7 and be safe. 7 or 8, I think it is right here. So here's what we're going to do. We need to actually go for our landing. We're in a great spot to land right now because we're on the daytime side, right? So let's delete that node. And here's what I want you to do. Up here in front of your craft, add a new node. And just pull it down until it interpacts the moon. You see how we've got that? Just pull it on down until it intersects the moon, kind of like that. I guess we'll land in that crater. Maybe we should land down in that crater. We'll see how that is. We are going to burn a little bit of delta V out of this stage just to get it out of the orbit. It's not going to be enough to deorbit it, unfortunately. I wish this stage had a little bit more so that we could actually crash into the moon. So that's something to think about if I redesign this thing, right? I do wish that this stage had just a little bit more so that it could deorbit itself. I could do that. I'm not gonna do it right now. It's gonna make a little space junk, but I'm not gonna worry about it, right? What we should do is we should actually crash this stage into the moon so that it cleans itself up, right? And I don't have quite enough delta V to do that. There are a lot of things I could have done. Anyways, a 13-second burn, so 14 seconds, half of that 7. When it gets down to T minus 7, that's when I want to go but I am also going to have to ditch that stage like that. And now I don't think that I would have deorbited it, right? It would have been nice if we deorbited it, but 1.3 is fine. See that guy, right? The piece that we just did, I really wish that that would have crashed. It's now space debris. Look at all the debris back around the planet, right? But see how the Munar trainer debris is going to be in orbit around the moon forever, basically? I don't like that. We could have cleaned it up, but I'm trying to keep it simple for you. You don't need to worry about that. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. So the next thing to do, check your systems. I've got two things that I want you to do. Ooh, I should have put a dorsal battery. I'm such a noob. I want you to do two things. I want you to rotate the craft so that the pod and the ladder, we're going to use the ladder as the dorsal marker. I want you to extend the ladder, basically, and rotate your pod so that the ladder and the door, the hatch, are up like this, right? That is going to be our dorsal side. We're just going to roll with it. We can also extend our landing gear. You can press G twice, and the landing gear will extend like that. We're looking good. We're looking good. You know, if you want to do this guy too, you can totally do it. Extend. You can totally put that up. We've got a thermometer on there too. Whatever. That's a cool little lander. Look at this. Print that screen, yo. Remember to get a screenshot of it on the pad too. Not applicable. How's it going? Yeah, well, I could have. I could have done that. You can burn Tintavara. That's an interesting concept, dude. You can burn it half throttle, basically, half throttle, and start it at the same T minus as the estimated burn time. That's not bad. That's not bad, dude. Not too shabby. That's a good idea. It is a bit top heavy. Tie-dye, you're right. It is a bit top heavy. You're right. We're just making it a really simple lander. I think it should be okay. I think it should be okay. But what we're doing, we're going down for a landing. And I'm just going to watch this thing, right? Where am I at? I'm coming down into this crater. Let's see what we're doing. We're at 16 right now. What's my thrust to weight? 9. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Don't need to worry about that. What I need to do now. How did they use so much of that? That's interesting. What I need to do now, I'm just going to go ahead and coast until I'm at 5,000 feet. I'm going to see if this works. Actually, F5 for safety. I'm making this up on the fly. I'm just making this up on the fly. I'm going to coast until I'm maybe not 5,000, it looks like. I'll see if we can do it with 5,000. We've got good thrust to weight. Wow, that looks like it's coming up. Let's try 5. Let's see if I can land it. Start burning when you get to 5,000 feet. And burn, burn, burn straight at that green X. Just burn, burn, burn straight at that green X. Keep on burning. The ground looks like it's coming up fast. I may actually crash this. We may need to start burning. That's why I quick saved. 200... still too fast. That's definitely still too fast. 100, 170. Keep burning at the green X. Burn at the green X. Burn at the green X. This may be the choice of landing sites. There's 100, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20. Throttle down. Go ahead and let it fall. Now I want you to push the green X up like this. This is very difficult to explain, but see how I push the green X so that it's right like that? The last thing I want you to do, just go ahead and set your throttle so that you can get a lower speed. I'm not in a good place. This isn't a good place to land, especially with this craft. But I'm just going to try and set it down really gently. See, I'm just barely feathering the throttle. I want to touch down under 6. This is not a great landing site. It'll be okay for me. It'll be okay. Nope, take back off again. Rotate it. Don't panic. There we go. It was not a great landing site because of the slope, right? Because of the slope. But don't panic. Just give it some throttle. Just get up a little bit. Do a landing again. No, you're right, Tie-Dye. You're absolutely right. It is top heavy. It's okay, though. It's a little bit top heavy because of that pod. We could have used a lot of different things, but it's just a really simple moon lander, right? If we had landed down on a flat area, it wouldn't have been a problem. But that worked pretty fine. Burn like the dickens. If I was you, maybe start burning at 6,000 or 7,000 feet. I was a little worried for a second. But here we are on the moon. Bill Kerman can EVA. He can actually climb down. He can plant a flag. He can take a surface sample. Whatever you need him to do. Plant flag. No worries, guys. No worries. Oh, dude, what's up? What's up, Adel? How's it going, dude? I'm shutting the stream down, as the title says. Site name. KSA, Mooner, Trainer, Landing 1. Good job, Cadet. You could take EVA reports, you could take surface samples, whatever you need to do. I'm just going to leave that there. This was not a great landing place. We needed to pick a much flatter landing place, right? This was way too inclined. Let's just go ahead and maybe jump. And apparently jumping straight up off the surface doesn't impart any horizontal velocity to you. He can get back on his ship, right? And let's go home. Shortest moon trip ever. Let's go ahead and get inside. Leave that ladder. That's your dorsal marker. Here's what I want you to do to go home. Look at the moon, right? What you need to do is eject yourself such that your trajectory takes you backwards along the moon's orbit. To the left if Kerbin's over there. Wow, all that debris from all those wacky missions, huh? You need to eject yourself that ways. There's a couple of ways that I can do it. I'm actually just going to get into, let's see here. Dude, I'll check that comment out in just a second. I will check that comment out. That's a good question, honestly. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to take off, and we're going to keep it simple. We're going to take off to the east. Look, we have 2,000 meters per second at Delta V. It's only going to cost us about, what is it, 640 plus 200. It's only going to cost us about 800 to get home, I think. But let us, 800 to 1,000. Let's see, 12149. All right. I'm going to take off, and I'm going to go to the east. That's 90. I'm pointing west right now. See how I'm pointing towards 270? What I want to do is just throttle up. I'm going to take off. And go ahead and point towards my 90, and then burn, burn, burn. Full burn. Don't hit that mountain, by the way. You might want to rotate your craft like this, right? You might want to rotate your craft so that dorsal side up. That's a useful thing. And I'm going to burn until I get an apo of like 10 or something like that. I'm just going to burn at this 45-degree angle, full burn until I get an apo of 10. I'm really just buying myself and you some time. There's 10. Come over here. 10, that's not enough time. Let's go for 20. Let's go for 20. So burn until you get an apo of 20. We'll just keep it simple like that, right? 17, 18, 19, 20. Burn until you get an apo of 20. Gear, retract. Would have been nice if we could have left the gear there. We don't need them anymore. That's what we did in the Apollo missions, right? Add maneuver at the apo of 20. It's 2 minutes and 30 seconds to plan this, right? And then I want you to pull prograde like this. Just pull it prograde until you've got something that looks like that. I don't really like that, honestly. Let's just go for a circularization burn. So just pull it and circularize yourself at about 20. You don't have to do this. There's 27 by 18. That's okay. Just circularize yourself. Get into an orbit around the moon so that we can plan a trip home, right? 19 seconds burn. So that's about 20 seconds. So at T minus 10, I'm going to light the engines at T minus 10, right? So there's 50, 40, 30, 20, teens basically. Light it at 10 and burn that node. I'm just putting myself into an orbit, right? That's all I'm doing. I'm just putting myself into an orbit so that I can buy you some time to plan this trip home, right? Because this way, if you go into an orbit, it won't matter where exactly you are in your burn. It won't matter. And you're going to have to pass this point anyways. So you might as well put yourself into an orbit. That's good. 31 by 19, whatever, that's fine. Now I'm safe. I've got all the time in the world to plan the return trip, right? So what I need to do, I want you to come over here to, let's try it from here. Try the back side. That's actually the front side of the moon, sorry. You see how the moon, Kerbin's back there, the moon orbits in this direction right here? Come over to here to where your orbit crosses the moon's orbit and add maneuver and just pull delta V. Let's see where we escape. How does that look? What is my apo? Not bad. What if I pull more? Does that reduce my apo? 88. That's not bad. Okay, I don't want you to put it right there then. Let's do this. What I actually want you to do is put it at like a 45-degree angle like that. Is that going to get me home? 282. Less delta V should get me home then, right? There we go. That's what I wanted to see. That right there is me going home. So what did I do? Look at the moon from the top. Kerbin is this way. This is this way. Just go ahead and put your node somewhere like this. just at like a slice of a pie, like a 45-degree angle sort of thing. This is the moon's prograde vector. This is the radial in vector, straight down towards the moon, right? For the moon's orbit. And I'm just going to put it there kind of halfway between towards Kerbin and away from towards the moon's orbit. Just put it kind of there on the inside. Assuming you turned east. I hope you turned east when you took off. And just give it 330 meters per second of delta V. That's going to give me that sweet, sweet Kerbin intersect. In fact, the way I've set it up right now, I'm going to get home. So I'm good. So I'm going to burn this. It's going to be an 18-second burn. And it's going to be happening in 8 minutes and 48 seconds. Hope that made sense to everybody. I did say to put it there at first. That's not great. Put it at a 45-degree angle like that. See? Don't put it right there. Just come about this far around. Not all the way like this. Just about halfway between the line to Kerbin and the line on the moon's orbit. Give it 330 meters per second of delta V. I bet you could get by with 300. Let's see. Yeah, even 300 you could get by with. You're good to go. 300, 330, whatever. We're going home no matter what. Tie-dye, I'm not going to worry about the Space Center this time. 42-degree angle. Nice. You guys are hilarious. I haven't been checking the chat. I'm going to do this highlight so people can use it as a Mooner transfer sort of deal. So I will check the chat, guys. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me while I do this. This way, anytime somebody says I'm having trouble getting the moon, I can just send them over here to the highlight. And I've got the craft uploaded as well. You can totally download this craft. That's good. 45-degree angle there. 42-degree angle. Whatever. Dude, man on fire. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Kerbal Space Academy. Getting home now. This is going to be a 305 meters per second burn. Coming up in 7 minutes. So let's go ahead and do that. Fast forward. There is 6 minutes. Not exactly, right? I say 6 minutes when it turns to 6, but that's actually 6 minutes 59 seconds. Whatever. 5. 4. Dude, Mudkio. Thanks for the follow, man. I do this type of stuff all the time. My shtick is teaching people Kerbal Space Academy. I want to make sure that you can have the same sort of things that all the awesome streamers do. And it's not that hard. It's just some basic concepts. I know I did have a little bit of fast thinking on the landing there, but F5 it and practice your landings. Take my trainer craft out to Minmus and practice on Minmus over and over again. We've got a great bunch of landing crafts for Minmus. 5, I'm going to burn it T-minus 8 seconds, right? There we go. There's 10, 9, 8. Press Z, throttle up. Burn this down. Burn this all the way down, 300 meters per second, then cut your engines. Press X. Wake up. Wake up. What I'm going to do is just go ahead and cut the engines when it gets to 0. 2.8 is fine too. Press M. I'm ejecting retrograde to the moon. Do you see that? Remember every time I wanted to decrease my orbit, what did I do? I would burn retrograde at the apoapse. Where am I at? I'm at the apoapse of the moon's orbit. What am I doing? I'm burning retrograde. Even though it looked like I was burning prograde there, I was burning retrograde relative to the moon's motion. That ejects me from the moon and removes that velocity, right? And that is going to take me home. That's how that works. It's just the same as burning retrograde. I was burning prograde in a retrograde direction relative to the moon. We don't need this thing up here anymore. You can retract the ladder now. Let us see. We don't really have anything else to do. We're gone. We are good to go. We can just go home now. I am going to go ahead and point the craft at the sun since she's solar panels. So see the sun over there? I'm going to point the craft at the sun so that I can get some electric charge. I'm going to keep that nice and charged up. And let's just go ahead and do the time warp again. Backspace focuses on your craft if you ever need to do that. And let's throttle, not throttle up. Let's just go ahead and time warp. Again, I'm pointing towards the sun, right? That is all that I want to do, just point towards the sun. That's going to keep my panels charged. You can watch this if you want. You can watch that. But we've got a Kerbal on board, so I'm not going to worry. I've got 1180 extra delta V in this craft. I could land with a lot less delta V than this. So maybe that's the way to fix it. Maybe put a little bit more delta V in the other stage and put a little bit less delta V on this lander, because then it would also be more stable when it lands, right? So that might be a good thing to do. This is a lot more delta V than you should need for the landing. I did do an insanely efficient landing. It was basically a suicide burn landing. So yeah, we'll see what we can do with it. We will see what we can do to it. Just go ahead and go on through there. Mama, I'm coming home. Here we go on down to Kerbin. I can actually time warp this too. Coming on down to Kerbin. Don't time warp through Kerbin. You can totally do that. That's a thing. Just keep on doing this. It looks like we're even going to have a land landing. I'm going to keep it simple for you. Could I land at the VAB? Yes. Could I land it on the launch pad? Yes. Could I land it on top of the water power? Yes, I could do all those things, right? But you don't need to do that. You don't have to show off to anybody. I just want you to get home so you can say you did your first Mun Mission, right? So there's old Kerbin. We're pointing at the sun. We've got solar panels. F5 for safety. All right. I'll F5 for safety, dude. There you go. No, dude. I'm such an idiot. I refreshed the chat again. F5 in the correct window, DOS. And then chroma key your stuff. Such an idiot, dude. Ah, yes. Right now, you could do a lot of things. You could go into orbit around Kerbin right now. I have enough delta V for that for sure. I could aero brake. I could try to land back at the VAB. I'm not going to worry about that. I just want to get you home so you can say you did your Mun Mission correctly, right? You succeeded. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to F5 for safety right here. And I don't even need this fuel tank anymore. I can just throw all this away. If you're in a career mode and you want to recover it, maybe you could do this a little bit differently. Because you could totally land this thing. You could totally land this thing. In fact, maybe that's what I should do. Maybe we should get you that money back. I'm not really going to worry about it, though. Let's go ahead and just... I'll see. I'll see. 5, 4, 3. Here we go. We are going to start with the return here. Using that fuel tank as a huge heat shield, right? Since you said your career, I'll do this. You don't have to do it this way. You could just press space twice. Actually, you could just press space once there. You could press space twice. You could eject the pod, and you could just land with the pod. That's the safest way to do it, right? You could totally do that. What I am going to do, I am actually going to try to save the rest of the craft. Look at that sonic boom. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. I'm going to go ahead and pop my chutes. I don't want to decouple. I don't want to decouple. I just want to pop my chutes first. There we go. Let's put our landing gear down. Turn off SAS so we hang from our chutes, right? That's definitely a good thing to do. Let's see if this is going to work. I don't know. I don't know. I've still got plenty of fuel. Let's see when the chutes open. If the chutes rip off, if anything, they're going to rip the rest of the craft off. I'm not worried about that, though. There we go. That right there we actually wouldn't have to burn because we're at 10.8 and those landing legs can take 12.0 meters per second impact. So this guy right here with that much fuel left can land. If you're coming down at less than 12, you will have to do a bit of a powered landing like the retro rockets on the Soyuz capsules, right? You're going to need to burn your engine just a little bit if you're coming down greater than 12 meters per second. I'm not. I'm just going to let this thing land. I'm going to check my chat too, dude. Shimmy, what's going on, man? Welcome over. No worries on the raid, dude. No worries on the raid. I was going to shut it down an hour ago, and then I had somebody come in who asked whether or not I could help them get to the moon, and so, you know, here we go. Boing. Successful return mission. Good job, cadet. I'm going to go ahead and recover the vessel. That looks good. It's just basic rocket science. Sarian, dude. Well, the stream is ending, so we'll do a full-on Mun Mission, complete with designing the rocket, just so you know. This rocket had a little bit too much Delta V in that stage. We had a lot of extra Delta V that we didn't really need. Good job, Cadet DOS. I appreciate it, Tidy, dude. I appreciate that. You're never closing a DOS stream again until he's actually... Sloan, sorry. I was answering some questions for some people, and then somebody asked about a moon landing, and I was like, I'll do a moon landing for you right quick. It's no big deal. We learned a couple things, though, right? We did learn that we didn't quite need this. We didn't quite need that. We didn't quite need that much fuel, really. So I could actually use one of these smaller tanks. That's not half, is it? Is that half? No, that looks like a little bit more than half of that fuel, right? So let's do that. Let's do that. Well, let me check to see how much meters per second, how many meters per second that was. Because it'll also make it a little bit easier to land if we give it a little bit lower center of gravity, right? Do this, atmosphere, do this. 2975 delta V in the last stage. That one right there, stage 2. Yeah, 2975. Wow, that was like 1,000 too much. Let's see what we get from the smaller tank. That was 2975. The smaller tank. Oh, that's 1,000 less. Ooh, that may be cutting the margins a little bit too close for you. It isn't this. This is going to be the same, isn't it? Let's see. Oh, 2488. That's a good middle ground. Apparently those two tanks are amazingly a little bit less than that. Let me look at that right quick. This tank is 180. This tank is 90, I know, plus 45. Okay, that's exactly what we want. That's good. That's good. That's good. Could we make it a lot more complicated? Sure we could. We don't need to, though. Ah, my eye. My special eyes. What is that from, Shimmy? What is that from again? I don't even know. Somebody's inside joke on their stream, I think. Would these landing legs work for us? Give you 4 of those, right? Spared no expense. I don't know if they extend long enough, though. Ew, dirty. I don't like that at all. Just don't like that. Nah, let's use the other legs. We ain't poor. But I am going to put them on in 3x symmetry. Right like this. Let's get that center of mass as low as we can. It's a little bit better. A little bit better. That'll land on the moon. Hopefully it won't destroy your engine, even if you come in a little bit hot. It's honestly not as pretty looking, right? But whatever. It's from that. What is that? Oh, no, I knew it was from the commercial, but I don't know why y'all started doing it. My special eyes. Look with your special eyes. I know the commercial. My brand. They can't have my brand. I know that. All right, that rocket's good to go. 2331 on the Delta V there. 1.68. Oops. Atmospheric mode. 2542, 1.68, 1468. Yeah, we're good. 0.84, 1172. We are jacked up and good to go, y'all. We are definitely jacked up and good to go. So that rocket right there would be just about tuned for the Mooner mission, and we would increase our Delta V in the kicker stage, the Mooner kicker stage, so that we could actually deorbit it too. But I'll save this one too. This is going to be the Mark II. Save it. I'll upload it if y'all want it. Guys, I was just... Dude, Husky, what's going on, man? What's going on? Right checks, you're a little bit late. You're a little bit late. Let me check the chat. I know I didn't really check the chat as much as I do, guys. I wanted to do a highlight of that so when people ask about the... no, look, it has very basic asparagus, right? It actually is feeding from there. Instead of using 4 engines on the outside, I'm feeding from these tanks into the center engine, and it lights at the same time. So I got that going for me. You know? Oh, those things. No wonder it went sideways. These things aren't even on here straight. And that would explain why I put these on crooked. Oh, no wonder they rotated whenever I fired them. Sepratron Hoff fired it off. That's even right there. That's why those things were a little bit wonky. There's the Mark II. That is a nice little Mooner lander. Everything's staged, good to go. No space junk now. Save it. Mooner mission complete. I'll check the chat. Let me get this uploading while. Just got up. Dad made some weird breakfast, but it was amazing. Dude, was it migas? Tell me it was migas. Tell me it was migas. Tie-dye. So, Das, I'm having troubles getting to lathe. Can you show me how? Yes. Here. I like to help people in my chat out. Let me show you how to get to lathe. I'm just going to go ahead and close that window down. What I want you to do is go to the tracking station, right? Go to the tracking station. And what I want you to do is zoom out from Kerbin a lot. Go ahead and click on Jewel. Zoom into Jewel, right? There's Lathe. It's the inner moon of Jewel. You can actually double click on Lathe. That right there, Tie-Dye. Welcome to Lathe. That's the fastest way to get to Lathe. Just use the tracking center. Smart ass. Ah, yes. Let me go upload that craft for y'all. I was totally shutting down the stream an hour ago. You're following me so far. How much Delta V does this use? It's actually free. It uses... That's hilarious. Since we're using photons, it doesn't use any Delta V, really. It doesn't use any Delta V. That's hilarious. Let me upload this one. Oh my god, free return. It is a free return. Call me Cal. Hey Cal, what's going on? How's it going? Is it habitable? Oh, Jeff Kenobi, it is. It's actually got an oxidized atmosphere. There's oxygen in the atmosphere. And so you can fly air-breathing engines there. The Kerbals don't have to wear helmets there. You could set up a base there. They can go swimming in the ocean there. So Lathe, it's a very popular destination, especially for space planes, right? Especially for space planes. Dude, James 817. And Mud Keo, dude, that was a real follower or something. I remember your name, I thought. James only 7. I'm Das Valdez. I do Kerbal Space Academy. We were just playing around here. We were totally just playing around. Let me go ahead and get that Mark II craft uploaded right quick. I think I have some sweet... oh, I don't have any screenshots of that one. Let me take a screenshot of it right quick. And then I'm going to shut this down, guys. Let me just put one on the launch pad. Where is the Mooner Trainer Mark II? It's actually a little bit cheaper, too. It's a little bit cheaper. That's cool. Launch it. Take a screenshot. Ah, yes. Then I will read my chat after I get this uploaded. That's a bit low. This is ugly. This is definitely ugly. Give me daytime. Let there be day. Ding. Such rocket. So pretty. Got my flag in the background too, dude. What are my hotkeys for docking? Gruberdeck. Dude, welcome, by the way. I don't recognize your name. Gruberdeck, what are my hotkeys for docking? What do you mean? I just use the IJKL-HN. I don't actually even go into translation mode. I use it in staging mode, and I do IJKL-HN. I usually set up a 0 hotkey that kills all of my main engines and opens my docking ports if I have one of those Clampotron, like the closed Clampotron shielded docking ports. That's my docking thing, I guess. I don't have any other hotkeys. I just use IJKL-HN. So let me take this picture with that flag in the background. Print screen. F1 again. There we go. I'll leave it in screensaver mode here for you. I'm going to upload the craft right quick. Once Zen, I will answer the chat, and then I'm going to freaking go to sleep, honestly, because I was supposed to do it like a while ago, I think, or something, and then I didn't do that whole going to sleep thing. KerbalX.com. Still logged in. Excellent. Upload craft. Get the Mark II, the Mooner Trainer Mark II. There we go. Bing! Uploaded. It's definitely craft. It's a ship. It's KSA. And I'm going to put trainer. Maybe I should start putting trainer in these, right? I'm not going to put any pictures or anything. I'll do that later. Mooner Trainer Mark II. If you want, take the craft out for a spin, land it on the moon, send me some screenshots, upload them to Imager or something. Maybe I'll just put your screenshots up there instead of mine. Yes, that KSA trainer. View page. And if you want that one, here it is right here, guys. Here's the Mooner Trainer if you want it. Yeah, you said. You guys are hilarious. You guys are hilarious. Remember last night when you went to sleep? You guys are just killing me. Shut up, troll. Let me see if I missed some things in chat. I know I missed a lot. It's Kerbal Texture Replacer. Wow, okay, so that far back. So much for going to bed. Roast Ducky, I was just doing a quick mission, man. Somebody asked for some help. Alright, aiming for the Space Center. No, we weren't doing that. Night. Dude, no hopes. Good night. You're long gone, man, but good night to you anyways. F5 for safety now that I'm landed. I've always wondered how realistic this game is. It's a rough approximation. It's not realistic in terms of the gravitational constant of each body based on its size and that sort of stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Right, now let's go to Mun Mission. Jump off a cliff, dude. You could take that craft to Mun Mission too, I betcha. I bet you could take that craft to Mun Mission as well.